Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look and talking a little bit about my build basically for Goku Mini. Now Goku Mini is a free-to-play character. This is the green sparking Goku Mini, and he got given out as a login reward for the Dragon Ball Diamond celebration. He is also a general banner unit, so you can find him on any summons. He could pop up as a general banner sparking. And also, all things considered, like being entirely honest, when you look at Goku Mini, at least for me, I don't think he's that bad. I think considering he's given out for free and he's been given out with missions and that he's like a general unit, I think much like the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 that we got a couple of years back and stuff like that, I think for me, definitely, like, he's a good sparking unit. There are obviously big differences between rarities now. Ultras are huge meta changing units. Legends Limiteds are kind of like just meta adjusting units, I want to say, or balancing units. And then sparkings are just kind of like, they're mainly as supports or like small alternatives to certain things. And I think for me, like all things considered, Goku is one of those solid type of sparkings that I think does a really brilliant job of being an excellent sparking. So let's talk a little bit about him. Obviously I showed you guys the equipment and everything. I will say this team, not very convincing, and it's probably the first thing I would change. So the team, the Z-Boost, I'm not going to lie, not the most convincing one that I've ever put together. But I just wanted to test him out a little bit and kind of see what he could do. So all in all, there's a couple of things that he does that's really, really good. So he does nullify key reduction effects on his main ability. I think this is very important. Key reduction effects are very big in the meta. They have a huge impact on the meta right now. There's a lot of key dampening. Like tons of units are always dampening key, causing issues with key, and I think having nullification to that is a very good counter. In terms of his passives, he's not got some bad stuff. He's got 60% key recovery, which is really good. Every time he enters the battlefield, he restores key. He nullifies enemy destroy card effects when he enters the battlefield, which is also really good. Every time he uses a strike or blast card, he randomly draws a card. He can combo very quickly in the beginning. So what's really cool is he can like really kind of combo himself up and combo really nicely in the beginning of the game. And that can allow you to kind of cause a little bit of issues for the opposition. Potentially defeat the opposition quite quickly, I think is really, really good. He also restores his ki and his health every time he uses a strike or blast card, which is pretty solid. And then yeah, just in general, he looks really, really good. When he lands, he does also increase the enemy substitution timer counts, which is really important and helps a lot with kind of oppressing or dampening your enemy, which is really big. And also when he performs a vanishing step, he draws a new card, restores ki, gives himself or gives you a Dragon Ball, and increases damage inflicted by allies. It's not a lot, it's 10%, but it is something that's really good. He also has cover change against strike arts, which is pretty good, and when he changes cover, he also increases Dragon Balls. So there's got quite a few ways to increase Dragon Balls, which is pretty important. He also randomly destroys an enemy card, reduces enemy ki. Just in general is a pretty good kind of, I want to say, disruptor and tempo control unit. He allows you to have a little bit more key control. He doesn't really let you get disrupted, which I think is very important. He stops card destroying. He nullifies key dampening effects quite a lot. So he's just a unit that's quite like unresponsive to when units are trying to mess with your game, which I think is a pretty cool ability to have. When performing a special cover action change, he'll randomly destroy one of your own cards and draw a special arts card next. Restore key as well. And basically every time when he's hit with an enemy's arts, he restores health, nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained, which is really big. Can make him also relatively tanky in short bursts, and he basically shortens the ally substitution count again, which is also something really big. And then if you switch to standby, he increases your Dragon Balls again. So that's 3 Dragon Balls he can get you. This means you can really push like your Rising Rush counter quite high. Not to mention when he's subbed off, he also gives you a 15% buff to all allies. So he's never feeling like he's just leaving the battlefield without making an impact, which I think is something really important overall. In terms of his abilities, his green card's probably the most interesting, giving him an uncancelable 40% damage inflicted buff, disrupting enemy cover changes for 10 whole timer counts, and sealing the enemy's strike arts, which can be very useful against certain units. So definitely feels like he's got a lot of impact with his abilities. Outside of that though, asking him to do a lot of damage means you have to really cater towards him. He does have the ability to kind of burst a unit down. If you can catch someone by surprise, especially in the beginning of the game, especially with nullificate like type advantage, element advantage and stuff like that, you can really catch the opposition by surprise quite a bit. Like you can really, cause them a lot of issues if you can just kind of get things going. So I think for me, that's a good element that he has. Obviously, it can sometimes be difficult to just catch the opponent completely unawares, but Goku can really cause some problems, and I think overall he's really good in that way. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. Overall, Goku is really interesting. I think for semi-free-to-play sparking that they just kind of brought out promotionally, I really think he's quite solid. I wouldn't say he's a game changer or anything, but I think overall he's just a lot of fun to use. And I think, yeah, he's a cool unit in that regard. Obviously, you can always have issues. Like, I think, no unit is perfect. And especially Sparklings, they're low stats and just things in general. He's never going to front up unless, like, you have a lot of really good boosts and stuff against Ultras in, like, a really competitive high rank situation. But he's really cool, and I think he can be a lot of fun and can do a lot of really good stuff. So yeah, but that's it from me. See you guys next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.